Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Aim Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Bhur Bhuvaswaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranat Klesha Nashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mokshiyamamritat. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Our humble prostrations to the all-pervading Brahman, to our worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayananda Ji Maharaj, to all the sages and saints, to all our holy scriptures, and to the divinity in each of you. हमारा दंडवत प्रणाम है उस ब्रह्मांडीय ईश्वरीय शक्ति को, हमारे परम पूज्य गुरुदेव स्वामी ज्योतिर्मयानंद जी महाराज को, सब साधु संतों को, ऋषियों मुनियों को, इन पवित्र शास्त्रों को और आप सब में विद्यमान परमेश्वर को. So let us live our life in gratitude and love. Thank God for this Satsanga opportunity. We are reuniting after 2 weeks on our regular schedule, although I was busy and doing many satsangs, helping yoga teachers and different younger generation students, and it was a blessing. But it's also a blessing to be back and starting our regular weekly satsang. So for those of you connected with us, Hari Om Tat Sat, welcome. I hope you had a good last couple of weeks with your spiritual sadhana practice and that you continued the practice on your own also. So let us pray. Thank God for all the blessings we have. उस भगवान का कितना हम धन्यवाद दें, कितना उसका कृपा है जो हमें हर तरीके से पालन पोषण होता है और हमारी रक्षा करते हैं. That God is protecting us from so many adversities, problems, and yet giving us constant energy to be connected with our satsang. So welcome and stay on this path. This path is not necessarily always the easiest, but it is definitely the best, the only way for us to evolve. अपना कल्याण करने के लिए सत्संग से उत्तम माध्यम और कुछ भी नहीं है. So let us pray for everyone. When we pray for everyone, that includes us also. Sarvesham swasti bhavatu. May all be happy. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. May all find peace. So with that thought, that prayer, let us read our Guruji's message for today, whose grace is infinite upon all of us. I was there at his holy lotus feet a week and a half ago, and he has blessed all of you sincere aspirants. He is very pleased that our Gyan Yajna is proceeding well and that some of you are making it your
life's journey. That is a beautiful thing to do. Let us pray for all souls to benefit from the energy of this satsanga. May homelessness end, may hunger and thirst be controlled and people find jobs. May everywhere, wherever there is pain, may it be reduced, and may people become simple, ethical, pure. तो उस भगवान की कृपा सब पर बरसे, सब तक पहुँचे. And let us join in love and read our Guruji's message. Swamiji says, Blessed self adorations, simplify your life. We do so many things to complicate our life unnecessarily. Life does not need to be complicated. Simple things in life give us so much joy. Do not look for the defects of others, but rather keep your mental energy directed towards self-analysis and self-introspection. So we don't have time to evaluate others or criticize others or find problems or defects. But we should find every possible defect within ourselves to try to better ourselves, improve ourselves. That's why Swami Shivananda ji always used to say, keep a spiritual diary and write down whatever thoughts come in your mind, and that way it will be a good mirror. Like before we go out, step outside the house, we make sure we look okay in the mirror. Much in the same way, we should also, once we have this record of what's good, what's working, what's not working, that's called self introspection. We don't need somebody else to tell us. We should know ourselves. And when we become sadhaks, sadhaks meaning spiritual aspirants, when we become sincere on this path, then we automatically become sensitive. And when we are sensitive, we are able to figure out what's working and what's not working. So we should do more of what's working and reduce what's not working or try to fix it. Day by day, you enter into the mysterious garden of this divine creation. Day by day. Each day is a brand new opportunity for the rest of your life. प्रत्येक दिन बाकी सब दिनों के लिए एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है, एक माध्यम है आपके लिए अपना जीवन को परिवर्तित करने के लिए. So don't go back, don't say no, this is now it's too late or this that. Never. Each day you can solve, you can create a new identity. You are the architect of your own destiny. So let us not blame our past, our circumstances, the things around us, all that. We are blessed. Every day the sun comes, every day the night comes, the moon shines, the stars shine, everything is happening according to rhythm. And if you connect to that rhythm, you will find peace and happiness. So understand what is this mysterious garden of divine creation. The morning breeze, the ray of the sun, the sunshine, the little butterfly fluttering in the wind. All these things are mystic. They are beautiful ways for us to connect with the divinity. If you are spiritually sensitive, you will gather only those flowers which will fill your heart with spiritual fragrance, and you will ignore those that are negative. Just like when we offer flowers to God, a rose to God, it has both. The rose has thorns and it also has a beautiful flower with its fragrance. So you remove the thorns and you just offer the flower. So good and bad coexist. अच्छाई और बुराई साथ साथ चलती है. तो आपको केवल अपने कल्याण के लिए अच्छाई को चुनना है और बुराई को छोड़ना है. So slowly this process will continue, and as the negative traits start to diminish, we will find more and more happiness and peace, and we will find ourselves so busy that we will not have time to think about anybody else, because this life is not very long. ये जो जीवन है बहुत लंबा नहीं है, क्षण भंगुर है, क्षण में ही खत्म हो जाता है. This life that we think, oh, we live for this many years, suddenly our time is up and we have to go. So whatever preparation we have done is what goes with us on that journey. So that is why they say Naam Smarana, Naam Jap, Mantra Jap, Japa, taking the God's name, and our mystic journey of spirituality becomes our staff. It gives us strength and it goes with us. Thus, you become like a magnet that draws good impressions to the unconscious mind and repels all negative ones. This is very important. We understand this power of positive thinking. That is why we are doing this whole book of art of positive thinking, art of positive feeling. Thinking is with the head, feeling is with the heart. So both are needed. Emotions are needed, and critical and analytical thinking is also needed. Like art and music and science and engineering. In mathematics, there is no forgiving. 2 plus 2, always 4, never 3. But in art and in ability where you can express yourself, you have many options. You make a mountain, you put a tree on it, or you put a river, up to you. So many choices are there. So therefore our feelings should be nourished, and we learn more from the feelings than just intellectual thinking, because feeling is permeating in nature everywhere. सब जगह ये ममता और भावना विद्यमान है. Mother's love doesn't need to be taught. Uneducated people in the villages have no formal education. When the mother becomes pregnant and she gives birth, automatically the love oozes out. Milk is there, love is there, affection is there, bonding is there. Nobody teaches her. She learns this quickly, instinctively. Animals also do that, no? The same lion that will ferociously rip you apart into pieces gently licks his little baby cub, isn't it? Where is this coming? So that is the heart, emotions. So when we attract positive, when we think positive, we attract positive. So never demean yourself. Never say, oh, I can't do it. It's not me. Other people can do it. No. Because when you think positive, you attract more and more positive. Success breeds success, like they say. So the more you will attain, take baby steps, then take bigger steps. But go at your pace that you're comfortable with. But the negative one will be automatically repelled when you do the right things. That's what Swamiji is guiding us. May you hasten your steps to enlightenment. What else is there? That is the only goal for all of us. Mukti, Shakti, Bhakti, Mukti. Strength, devotion, liberation, enlightenment. And don't be in a rush either. Don't quickly try to get enlightenment. Otherwise, like an elephant that gets into a thatched hut, he will wreck the hut. Everything will break. So we have to be prepared for that day, that moment, that light to come in and shine. And it cannot be rushed. We have to be fully ready. समझ गए? सब भगवान से मिलना है तो भगवान के समान बनना पड़ेगा, भगवान की तरह शुद्ध होना पड़ेगा. एक एक जो अवगुण है उसको धीरे धीरे निकालना होगा. तो ये आसान रास्ता नहीं है. It's not a simple process where we also lead a dual life, a worldly life and a spiritual life. It doesn't work that way. We cannot just do our spiritual rituals in the morning and then go to where? Go to the world and then treat the world differently with all kinds of wrong things, lies, unethical things, and saying, oh, this is how the world operates. But we have already done our prayer in the morning. Don't get caught in that illusion. Serious sadhaks know that every breath they take, har swas mein Bhagwan ka vaas hai. Every breath has God in it. Every breath has spirituality in it. Whether you pray to a god, an idol with a bell, or you wash the tears of a poor child and give him some food to eat, they are all divinity. All of them are prayers. All of them is God. Also, your work is worship, more importantly. So it's not like you are not praying when you are at work. Everything is spirituality. इस बात को समझना बहुत आवश्यक है, because we get confused. We think, okay, we have gone, we have lit our candle, we have done our little 15 minutes of prayers, now it's okay. No, it's not. You have to be okay all the way, from every angle, because God resides in every atom. He just doesn't reside in your idol or in your prayer room. He's everywhere. So remember that, and may you hasten your steps. May you all become yogis. Yogis are ones who are connected with God. May God bless you. Swami Jyotirmayananda Ji Maharaj. May our Gurudev's blessings be upon all of you in abundance. May his health continue to grow. Pray for him, for his good health and long life. And may we all be enlightened while he is still in physical form with us. That can be the best Guru Dakshina, the best Guru um, sacrifice we can do for him. So, with that, let us do our short kirtan together, and then we will continue with our Yoga Vashistha. Hari Om. जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां। श्री गणेश रक्ष मां। शरवण भव पाहि मां। कार्तिकेय रक्ष मां। जय सरस्वती पाहि मां। श्री सरस्वती रक्ष मां। जय गुरु शिव गुरु हरि गुरु राम। जगत गुरु परम गुरु सद्गुरु श्याम। आदि गुरु अद्वैत गुरु आनंद गुरु ओम। चित गुरु चित घन गुरु चिन्मय गुरु ओम। जगत गुरु ओम गुरु सच्चिदानंदा। शंकराचार्य शिवानंद ज्योतिर्मयानंदा। शंकराचार्य शिवानंद ज्योतिर्मयानंदा। शंकराचार्य शिवानंद ज्योतिर्मयानंदा। ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय। शिव 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 शिवाय नमः ओम। हर 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 नमः शिवाय। ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो नारायणाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते रामचंद्राय। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Anjaneya, 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 Pahima. Hanumanta, 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 Rakshama. Om Shakti, Om Shakti, Om Shakti, Pahima. Brahma Shakti, Vishnu Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Rakshama. Adi Shakti, Mahashakti, Parashakti, Pahima. Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Rakshama. Gangarani, 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 Pahima. Bhagirathi, 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 Rakshama. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Hari, Hari Om. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Hari, Hari Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, 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 Om. So let us continue this holy journey we are all on. तो चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. ये जो ग्रंथ हमने पकड़ा है योग वशिष्ठ, बहुत गूढ़ ग्रंथ है. इट्स अ deep scripture, and we are in Nirvana Prakarana. Nirvana meaning mukti, liberation, the goal of our life, to transient body, to turn it into permanent departure with no return ticket, never coming back again to this planet Earth, meaning uniting with God forever. Why? Because there you get bhuma, permanent bliss. Just a little bit of sleep gives you so much peace in ignorance. So imagine what liberation would do for you perpetually. And that is the journey we all need to be on. So we will be studying section 163 today, mastering the senses and attaining enlightenment. That is the whole teaching of Bhagavad Gita, and almost every scripture we study. We have to give up the race of the senses, the unending desires of the senses. The senses are there just to keep us in the illusion. They are needed, of course. We see with our eyes, we hear with our ears, we smell with our nose, we taste with our tongue, and we touch with our skin and body. So we need it, but to get enmeshed in Maya or in this illusion is what the sages and saints are trying to say, that learn to have a ceiling, a limit on your senses and how to use them properly. So Vashistha Muni, even God, when he comes here on planet Earth, many times he has come, and some of them are Purna Avataras, some of them are Ansha Avataras. Purna Avataras are full divinity like Krishna, Rama, and then there are Ansha Avataras, smaller ones where they come, fill a particular purpose and leave, like Narsingh Avatar, Vara Avatar, and so on. And then even you and I are radiations of God, the same God that keeps protecting us, guiding us, coming to this planet Earth again and again to help bring righteousness. So Even those gods, Purnavataras, Krishna, Rama, even they need gurus. Why? To show us the path, to show us the way that in this human embodiment, good teachers are the way to enlightenment. On our own, this journey is very difficult. We can't even learn simple mathematics or science or programming or music without a teacher. Can you? No. Ask anybody. How many teachers? Immense number of teachers just to give you worldly knowledge. Matri Devo Bhava, Pitri Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. The first teachers were your parents. We came into this world clothless, clueless, did not know anything. And they picked us up, cleaned our all our garbage, our urine, feces, all that. We didn't even know how to clean ourselves. That was the journey. And here we are today with our big egos, big jobs, big homes, and we think we are AI, artificial intelligence. We are semi gods. Huh? We have become powerful. We think all illusory. Peace is missing. Prosperity is increasing. Is that a good way to live? No. So, you see, um, these examples are needed because our intellect wants to prove to us that it is smarter. We have achieved so much through our brain, but that is not the proper way to think for spiritual sadhaks. If you are a spiritual aspirant, and even God who has created this cosmos comes and he needs a guru. Lord Rama's guru Vashistha Muni is guiding him here in Yog Vashistha. Through him, we are benefiting. Lord Krishna is guiding Arjuna. Through Arjuna, we are benefiting. Through King Janaka, he is getting this knowledge from sage Shuka. From him, we also benefit. So every time, and Lord Krishna also, he himself had a guru, Guru Sandipani, his teacher. See? So this tradition should continue forever. It's very powerful. And all whenever we think we know, we don't know. That is the dichotomy. That is the paradoxical statement we have. So here Vashisht Muni says, O Rama, adopt the path of Swadharma. What is Swadharma? That is what naturally comes to you. स्वधर्म क्या है? जो वृत्ति आपके अंदर स्वाभाविक रूप से हो, विद्यमान हो, वो आपका स्वधर्म है. That is what you do. Performance of action that is in harmony with your spiritual progress. This is why it is important to lead a ethical and a pure life on this journey of spirituality. इस मार्ग पर हमको शुद्धता रखनी अनिवार्य है. It's mandatory. There is no other way. So that becomes our swadharma. And your swadharma may be somebody else's pardharma. Pardharma means what is not for you. What comes naturally to you is your swadharma. If you are a doctor and you enjoy treating patients and healing them and giving them medicines, and you would do it even on a charity basis if it was not for your work, that is your swadharma. Naturally you like it. But if you are doing it just for the money, you always liked music, but guess what? Your parents were ambitious. They wanted to make you a doctor. So they forced you to become one. And you became one because you had the brain, you had the intellect, you had the resources. But what is happening now? You are unhappy. Both the doctors are going and doing the same work. One is very happy, the other one is very unhappy. He's always saying, I wish I was a musician because that's what I wanted to be all my life. So that is, music is that person's swadharma, and for this one, being a doctor. So therefore, even in practical work, practical things you do, it's not so easy. to say what is Swadharma, what is Paradharma. Lord Krishna has spent a lot of time in the Bhagavad Gita on exactly this thing, because it gives us a lot of confusion. Many so-called intellectual people also make mistakes. Sometimes attachment comes in the form of moha, comes in the form of as if we are doing our Swadharma, but it's not Swadharma. Swadharma is when we do something and we also advance spiritually. See, so if you, and you do it for the love of it, like we do this satsang together, that is our Swadharma. Our Swadharma to guide others, share this knowledge with everybody freely, without any constraints. Whoever wants it, just like a thirsty person wants water. Does it matter whether a Christian gives him that water, or a Jew, or a Hindu, or a Sikh, or a Italian? Water is water. It will quench his thirst, you see. That is what we have to think about in this, on this holy journey. Dispassion brings about control of the senses. So what is dispassion? Meaning vairagya. Vairagya. It is absolutely essential requirement on your journey to spirituality. If our anger is not reducing, our lust is not reducing, our jealousy is not reducing, and we are doing the same things, but we are also doing, reading our spiritual journals in the morning, doing this, doing that, and then 10 years have gone by, no progress will be made, and we will wonder what happened. Then we say, oh Swamiji, this spirituality doesn't work. No, 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 it works, except that you are not doing the right things, the right discipline, the right process that is needed. So we have to be equal participants on this holy path. ये जो मार्ग है ये सबके लिए नहीं है. This path is not for the lazy people. This path is not for failures. You didn't succeed in the world, okay, let me run away and become a sadhu. You will fail there also. So first succeed in the world, become successful, prove yourself, be good, do good, love all, serve all, look at everybody as your family. Stop hating others, love everybody unconditionally. Then you have simply qualified to become a spiritual aspirant. Now the journey begins there. So you see, that's what it is. And vairagya is dispassion, which means slowly things are no longer that intoxicating as they were some years back. And this is why sages and saints encourage us to write down our thoughts, because and again, that should be your own journey. So be very authentic with it. Don't shed any, don't hide any words or thoughts. Let them flow. Whatever comes, let it flow. Then you read it, and over the years you will see how you have changed and transformed. And you will be able to say, I was an angry man, now I'm still angry, but not as much. It used to be so intense, now it's milder. First I used to hit people physically, now I'm just giving them verbal abuses. So that's progress, but not, but with more to go. That's not the end of it. So that is what we have to say: physical, then mental, then verbal, then mental. Everything works like that only. So when the world starts losing its power over you, that is the magic show. You see, that is the problem. The magician continues to do his magic, and all of us continue to watch the show. Therefore we are all deluded by that power. But once you are no longer tricked, once you know what to do, and therefore the journey becomes more and more powerful. And one day when dispassion comes, you find freedom, you find peace. Less means but more. Less is actually a luxury. Most people think, oh, you don't have this, you don't have that, look at my car, look at my house, look at all that is okay, but what can you take with you? Not even the eye of a broken needle can go. So be prepared for it now. And also, sleeping on the floor becomes a luxury for a sadhu because he can sleep anywhere. Whereas somebody who's used to what? Foam mattresses, comfortable things, feather this, feather that, and if he has to ever become uncomfortable, he will not, he'll have a miserable night on the floor. Isn't it? So that is what we are talking about. But when the things lose their power over you, then that is called vairagya or dispassion. And through that, you control the senses because these senses are so powerful, and on these senses only all of your advertising, marketing in this world is functioning. They want iPhones, they want to sell you more and more, and they keep on changing your prior ones, not fashionable to hold a old one, therefore you buy a new one and you keep doing that. For how long? Is it functional? Is it doing its thing? Yes. You see, all these are traps for us. Those who perform their duties by renouncing inner attachments cultivate the virtues of serenity and contentment. What has to be done? Inner attachments. Nobody is forcing us to like these things, to run after them. Do you think the things love you so much? Your diamond necklace that you are so proud of, or the ring, or whatever you have that you like, that is expensive, it does not love you. You love it. If a thief comes and wants to take it away, will it not go with him? It will gladly go with him in a heartbeat, you see. So we think this is mine and this and that, but the cultivate. So what should we do? Develop develop qualities that will stay with you perpetually, that are yours, nobody can steal. Can a thief come and steal your peace? No, he can come and steal your possessions, maybe your car, maybe your things. So that is why if you have serenity and contentment, shama or santosh, these are the four gatekeepers: shama, santosh, satsang, and vichar. Contemplation, satsang, which we are doing right now, shama is serenity, santosh is contentment. So once we start to grow in these fields, that is called the expressions of mastery over the senses. Obviously, that's what will happen. And the journey to 1,000 miles starts with the first step. At one point, we were learning ABCs, isn't it? A for apple, B for boy, when we were very young. And now we are graduates and running a lot of difficult jobs and possessions and things. So it's all cumulative, this process. Spirituality also works the same way. तो ये मार्ग भी ऐसे ही चलता है, अध्यात्म का मार्ग, जिसको हम स्पिरिचुअल प्रोग्रेस बोलते हैं. Don't look for shortcuts. Don't just say, whenever people think of God, when some problem shows up, I'm sick, therefore I'm thinking of God. My son is not getting married, therefore I'm thinking of God. I lost my job, therefore I'm thinking of God. Those are all worldly things, and those are immature aspirants. Although God still loves us, He doesn't complain. But we have to become more qualified than that. The mind that is never tired of seeking increasing taste in the self and distaste in the objects of the world attains stillness in a short time. See what happens? The mind has to be programmed to enjoy the self within. Manev manushyanam karanam bandho mokshayoha bandhanaya vishyasaktam and nirvukte vishyam smaret. So that is what the mind is. It either holds you tight, it's the cause of your bondage, or the cause of your release. The same exact mind can either throw you into the deep dungeons of hell or take you to the highest glorious state of heaven, or grant liberation. All up to you, all up to your own mind, how to become. The mind's only focus should be how to become mindless. Never mind the mind, because all it does is it keeps us entangled. But suppose the same mind now starts to enjoy satsang, which some of you miss when we are out for 2 weeks. That is a beautiful sign of the mind now enjoying that aspect of sattva, purity, because in satsanga all you will get is sattva. There is no rajas there, there is no tamas there. So therefore, when we start looking at it from this perspective, we then attain stillness in a short time. The same mind that is jumping like a monkey becomes calm and reflective. What's the proof? Look at yourself. Every night you see that proof. Does your mind jump around in deep sleep? Does it get agitated in deep sleep? You don't even know you exist. You don't even know your body exists. You don't even know. Everything is so peaceful, but covered by the layer of ignorance. तो उसमें अहंकार और अविद्या की लय रहती है, बाकी जो है मन वो शांत है. Mind is totally calm because it is smelling the fragrance of the self. Am I saying anything that you don't do every single night yourself? You all do it. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, you create a creation, you sustain that creation, and you end it also. That is what it is. So, therefore, we have to, when the soul abides in the divine self, the mind gives up its deep rooted habits of running after the objects of the world. So therefore, if you, that's why sages and saints and all, even worldly people, they say if you want to change a habit, what should you do? You should keep doing the new thing for at least 4 to 6 weeks every single day, whether you like it or not, because you are building new grooves over your old grooves. You are scratching them and replacing them with the new grooves. But if you hate it, if you resist it, if you don't like it, it will not succeed. You have to bring love and understanding into the process and realize कि आप ही के लिए है, आप ही के भले के लिए है, आपके अच्छे के लिए है. It's for your own good. That's why you're doing it. Otherwise, why do it? So that's the difference between change and transformation. Change does not work. Works temporarily for sure. All these weight diets do exactly that. You look so good, you lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds, take many pictures, get lots of high fives, congratulations, and then one failed relationship, one bad day at the work, and you come home and you sob, and that's the end of that, because now you will eat 10 cups of ice cream. And then you say, oh, I've already reached here, forget it, and you continue to damage it. That's change. Change is never good, but transformation is good, very good. So try to transform yourselves. Don't just change. Just say, if you give up something, give it up because it is going to transform you, make you into somebody else. Come in as a crow, leave out as a swan. That should be the, like the glory of satsang, we say, huh? Coming with sages and saints. But we have to be wanting to do it. हमारे अंदर से ये वृत्ति होना चाहिए, ये इच्छा होना चाहिए कि हम उसका आनंद लें और आगे बढ़ें. That has to be the journey of the soul. And self effort is required, isn't it? Everything takes effort. Even change takes a lot of effort. When you are resisting and doing it anyway, and then you break it, why do you break it? Because you let go of the reins of the horses. Horses being your senses. So it develops discrimination, viveka, between the self and the not self. What does that mean? That means now you have become like a diamond merchant. So you are no longer selling tomatoes, meaning you know what's valuable for you and what's not valuable for you. If you take a expensive diamond to a tomato person who's selling tomatoes and ask him how much is this worth, what will he tell you? He'll give you 2 pounds of tomatoes or something. He doesn't know. But when you go to the diamond merchant, he will put it under his proper instruments, weigh it, polish it, look at it, and tell you what it's worth. Only he can tell you, others cannot. Therefore, and that is the Guru, that is your journey. And so, when you have Viveka, Viveka means knowing between right and wrong. What is right? This world looks right, but it's really wrong. It doesn't exist. It's all an illusion, just like your dream, but it looks like that. It's so real. I have real food, I have real friends, I get hurt in real time. All these things are happening. But yes, same things are happening in a micro way, in a smaller way in your dream. आपके स्वप्न में भी यही सब चलता है, वही पीड़ा होती है, वही अनुभव होते हैं, लेकिन जैसे ही जागते हो वो छूट जाता है. समझ गए? Same things are happening in your dream. When you wake up, it's gone. Much in the same way, when you wake up from the dream process of the world process, then only you will be able to fully understand and also experience it, isn't it? That this was a dream. Right now we are only learning it intellectually, isn't it? Till we experience that actual state of enlightenment, till we actually wake up from this dream, this is simply that, just a dream of the world process. But it looks real. So, no matter what anybody says, no matter what sages and saints say, we keep falling back. So, that is our journey to self realization. Intellectually, we know, but theoretic and from experience, we don't know. And therefore, when God's grace, Guru's grace, our own grace, our parents' grace, everything comes together, that day will arrive where you will see that we no longer need, where theory and practice have merged into one. Otherwise, we are looking at pictures of food but not eating the food. Both are required. Eating is required, also knowing the recipe is required. So, it develops discrimination, the same mind now with satsanga. And what is satsanga? Each of you have to sacrifice, we have to sacrifice, but you know what? Initially only it feels like sacrifice. After that it becomes joyful. I don't know about you. I love these sessions because it gives us something so nice and profound to talk about, and also fulfill our Guru's um, yagya, jnana yagya, to disseminate this knowledge, and we are all becoming instruments in that. So to me, it's joyful. But if you are finding joy, you are finding happiness and value, then understand that you are also a sadhak, spiritual aspirant. Otherwise, we are all just, passerbys. So many people are on the street. We don't go and give this knowledge to everybody. Only few people who feel the energy and the pull will come. So, just like in fish market, many people. In diamond shop, only few who can afford it and who are willing to pay the price. Much in the same way, enlightenment, very few people. But asking God for things, material things, fish market only. So, a man of discrimination is called a Mahashaya, a person with a magnanimous heart, because he is thinking through that this body is temporary. Is any of us here permanently? No. So why then are we stuck in this illusion? His thoughts and feelings are like swans that fly to the sweet lakes of the sublime states of spiritual consciousness. He, therefore, through his sadhana and practice, enjoys the Mansarovar lake. He enjoys his Ishta Devata. He enjoys his communing with his Guru. With his lotus feet, he does the Abhishekam of that energy, and he finds that joy and happiness springing forth from his heart. But those who lack discrimination are like vultures and kites. They also fly high, isn't it? A swan flies high and a vulture also flies high. But what do the vultures do? What do they do? Look at dead carcasses, isn't it? There's a dead cow. So all of those vultures will come and have a sumptuous feast over a dead cow. And what will a swan do? He will come to the clean waters of the lake where he can sport and enjoy and take the pearls. So it is up to us whether we want to become a swan or a vulture. Both will fly. Isn't it? But one will go after stinking, rotten carcasses, and the other will go after pure, clean nectar. So, in order to develop magnanimity of spirit, one must take recourse to good association and the study of scriptures. So, to develop magnanimity of the spirit, it is very important we do that. So, today is Buddha Purnima also, and beautiful Mark David G had also put in a beautiful Facebook post, and we also had gotten our sannyasa, our renunciation 5 years ago on this holy auspicious day, and sage Lord Buddha also got enlightened. So many beautiful things happened on this day. So it's God's blessing that we are back here on this auspicious day together in our sangha and doing uh, the satsang together. So it's all a joyful event for all of us. So, in order to develop magnanimity of spirit, one must take recourse to good association. That is what it is. Satsang, Satsang, association of the truth and the study of scriptures. As we always say, these scriptures are password coded. They are not easily accessible to the masses, although they may occupy the shelves of these masses. Everybody has the Bhagavad Gita, but how few actually take the effort to read it, and out of those who read, how many actually understand it? So, but when done under guidance, under proper structure, with discipline, the same knowledge becomes premium, profound, deep, to give you insights, and the mysteries are uncovered in that journey. That's why satsang and study of scriptures are so important. Also, when you do satsang, we are communing right now with Lord Ramachandra, with Sage Vashistha, with our Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayananda ji. And that is why when we end the satsang, our hearts are filled with peace and nectar and joy. And then we keep that. Just like after a fresh shower, you feel so good, and that's a good time to do a little meditation right after that. So, just as a person who is afflicted in his dream becomes restful when he wakes up, in the same way, with the knowledge of Brahman, the soul wakes up from the dream of the world process. There is no other way. We have to wake up. The question is when we wake up. That is the question. But with Guru's grace, everything starts to come in place. Miracles will start to happen. The proper guidance will come. Everything will be appropriately done. But you have to have the discipline, the effort, and the love to keep that journey going perpetually. It cannot be done for show. It has to be genuinely you. आप ही के कल्याण के लिए ये मार्ग साधु संतों ने, ऋषियों मुनियों ने, आचार्यों ने ये खोला है. अब इसको आप पकड़िए और अपने जीवन को सफल बनाइए. Through this, we can attain, all of us can attain enlightenment and liberation. But first, we have to uh, reduce the rajas and the tamas. So many of us feel happy in the satsang, but when the satsang is over, we start getting back to our normal lives, and then all that illusion comes back. It's like watering, putting mud. Huh? Elephant enjoys the bath in the river, comes out immediately, puts mud. And that's why we do this regularly. We should do more. So many ashrams, so many sages and saints do every day this satsanga, long satsanga, 1 2 hours every day. Their life goes in it to guide these aspirants. And we try that, whether we are doing it through Facebook tweets or through daily YouTube videos, or we do it through um, our weekly satsangs. Whatever opportunities are there, but to take or not to take, to do or not to do, the river is flowing. But suppose somebody is not thirsty, then no problem, they will not drink. But somebody who's thirsty, there is abundance of water. तो जल की कोई कमी नहीं है. प्रश्न ये है कि आपको प्यास है कि नहीं. Are you genuine or not? Are you thirsty or not? So with this, I think I would like to, it's 8:30, maybe for 10 15 minutes we will talk on a topic that I think Dave had asked me. um, Mark David had asked us that question, and I had promised we will pick it up in our next satsang. This was in the last Yog Vashisth satsang, and it will also help all of you. So because he asked a deep question about the bodies and the sheaths. See, you, like you put a gun in a holster, you put a sword inside a myan, we call it. Myan is the a holder of the sword where you put it in, and then you pull out the sword, but the holder doesn't come out. Much in the same way, we will tackle this question that there are three bodies we have. Many of you may already know, so it's good that you revise. आपका revision हो जाएगा कि हम सब के तीन शरीर होते हैं. We all have three bodies. What are the three bodies? I'll say in Hindi also, so people, Hindi following people can understand this better. So three bodies are physical body, astral body, and causal body. In Hindi, they are called sthul sharir, physical sthul meaning with form, and then sukshma sharir. Sukshma means microscopic, very minute, that you cannot see, and karan sharir is the causal body, the reason why we have come into this world as human beings. सो ये तीन कारण हैं. सूक्ष्म शरीर, स्थूल शरीर, सूक्ष्म शरीर, कारण शरीर. In English it is physical, astral and causal. So in the physical body you have the sheath of annamaya kosha. Annamaya kosha, anna means food, as therefore the physical body survives on what? Food. Food and water, isn't it? Suppose you don't get food and water for 1 month, do you think we'll be surviving? No, we'll be gone, dead. So we have to eat. That's why we have breakfast, lunch, dinner, water, this, that. And then that desire increases and the senses take over. So therefore we start getting into taste. But basically to survive, we need very little. Some water and some food. But you need that. Therefore, that is called sthul sharir, फिजिकल बॉडी. तो ये स्थूल शरीर आपका बनता है अन्नमय कोश से. कोश मतलब जो जैसे तलवार की म्यान होती है, इस अन्नमय कोश को आप रखते हैं. सो अन्नमय, अन्न से आपका शरीर स्वस्थ रहता है. जल पीते हैं, अपने शरीर को आप नियंत्रित करते हैं और बढ़ते हैं, वृद्धि भी होता है. सो दैट इज द फिजिकल बॉडी विच इज मेड अप ऑफ 5 elements. वी ऑल नो, अर्थ, वाटर, फायर, एयर, ईथर, योर बॉडी. और आपका शरीर इन 5 तत्वों से बनता है. कौन सा? यही पृथ्वी, जल, अग्नि, वायु, आकाश, ये 5 तत्व हैं. तो थ्रू दीज 5 elements we survive through eating food and maintaining our body. Clear? That is the physical. But when, so what dies? Only the physical body dies. Only the physical body, the one that is surviving on food and water. So when we see a body that is not responding and we call them dead and we take them to the funeral home and we burn them and all that happens, only thing that has been disappeared from what it was the physical body only. Nothing else gets wasted or nothing else is dying. Which means कौन से दो शरीर बच गए? सूक्ष्म शरीर और कारण शरीर. So which two ones are left now? The physical we just talked about. The sukshma means the subtle body. We call it the astral body or the subtle body. Again, meaning cannot be seen physically with our naked eyes. We can see the body, but we cannot see the mind. We cannot see the intellect. We cannot see the ego. So all that, the senses, mind, intellect and ego, are not visible. So therefore they are called सूक्ष्म शरीर. So in this one, इसके अंदर जो सूक्ष्म शरीर है इसमें आपका मन रहता है और ये जो इंद्रियां हैं, विषय, मन और बुद्धि और चित्त, इनको ये जो झिल्ली रहता है इसको बोला जाता है एस्ट्रल बॉडी, कारण सूक्ष्म शरीर. So in the सूक्ष्म शरीर or in your subtle body or astral body, we have three different myans or three different koshas, layers. So manomaya kosh, which is called your mind sheath. So your mind has a special protection. So think of everything you do, like you take a bag. Inside the bag you have your things. The bag itself has nothing, but you have the things inside the bag. Much this, in the same way, in your subtle body, you have this manomaya kosh, which is the mind sheath through which the mind comes in and out. So manomaya kosh, pranamaya kosh, through which your sense, the breath comes in and out. Again, that gives health and air and breathing to your body and to your inner senses, mind, intellect, ego. जो आपको दिखता नहीं है सूक्ष्म शरीर में, मन, इंद्रिया, प्राण, ये सब, ये तो प्राणमय कोश, मनोमय कोश और विज्ञानमय कोश. These three koshas are inside the subtle body. So in which case we are saying the mind sheath, manomaya, then the pranamaya, the breath sheath, and the intellect sheath. Mind is the same. Sometimes it becomes intellect when it decides upon things, and when it wants things, it becomes like a monkey, and the monkey mind, and it's a mind. But basically these three sheaths are operational. तो ये तीन जो आपके अलग अलग कोश हैं, इसमें इसमें सूक्ष्म शरीर में, in your subtle body, these three layers or koshas are there. So far, are you clear? Maybe we need to take notes because it's easy. That's a difficult subject to talk, and many people are ignorant about it. So therefore, we are trying to cover it nicely. So what we are basically saying is, Annamay kosh is for the physical body, the food sheath, and for the subtle body, those three sheaths. Which ones? The pranas, the mind, and the intellect. And finally, which one is left? The causal body. हिंदी में कारण शरीर. तो कारण शरीर जो बचता है, or the causal body, this has the fifth sheath. It is called Anandamaya Kosha. Anandamaya, which means it's full of bliss. Bliss. Anand. Hindi mein Anand also means Bhuma, bliss. So when we are in that aspect of the causal body, we are in that bliss sheath. So three bodies, five sheaths. Again to recap, physical, astral, causal are the three bodies. The five sheaths are what? The Annamaya, food sheath, Pranamaya, breath sheath, Manomaya, mind sheath, Vijnanamaya, intellect sheath, and in the third body we finally have Anandamaya or the bliss sheath. So what is the journey then? Think of yourself. You need food to survive for your physical body. You need breath for your astral body, and for your thinking, all those things, and then for your bliss. Whenever you are in your deep sleep, you experience bliss. Therefore, we say ignorance is bliss. From that angle, they said, but the reality is that ignorance is bliss, okay, but it's in ignorance. Therefore, you will continue to make the same mistakes, and but it's also painful. Ignorance may be blissful, but pain comes with it. Why? Because the body is attached. You are born again. So the goal is for us to be ever blissful, but without any constraints, unconstrained bliss. That is called bhuma, and that is called turya. When you are going beyond sattva, beyond rajas, beyond tamas, and you are in the fourth state of bliss. So this is the journey. These are the three sheets, and that is how everything functions. So if you still have questions, feel free to ask me, because these fundamentals have to be very clear. Because if we don't learn proper addition, we cannot do mathematics. If we don't understand alphabets, we cannot make words and sentences. Much in the same way, when we understand this, we will go deeper and deeper. So all this becomes part of our journey. So I hope, Markji, you understood this better. And then if there are any more follow-ups, you please feel free to ask, and we will understand together this journey. So we have covered our Yoga Vashistha and also addressed this question. I'm seeing, since we are all on this topic, I'm seeing a comment from Mark David G's, which I'll read for all of you. He has written, "Thanks, that was a very good, enlightening explanation so far. The causal body has always been difficult for me to understand. And where are the memories from past lives stored? Obviously, not in the brain, because the brain wasn't there." That is correct. So, basically, what we call, wherever your past memories are stored in Sanskrit, we call it chitta. Chitta is where it we have the mind, senses, intellect, and ego. All these four combined are called the chitta, and that's where the journey is, from the chitta to convert it into chit. So like you said, you are not a product of just this life, you are a continuum. You have been continuing from many lives. So it's not in the brain, it's in that astral. But these are not physical entities. We cannot slice open our body and say, okay, here is the chitta, here is the prana. Even the pranas, see, just like electricity inside the wiring, that's what it is. And therefore we have to understand that because of ignorance we have come back to planet earth. Otherwise we would have been liberated in our last life. But since that didn't happen, it is the cause of your body, thus we call it the causal body. हिंदी में भी वही बात है, क्योंकि हमारा शरीर उत्पन्न हुआ है, उसको हम कारण शरीर बोलते हैं. कारण मतलब तुम्हारे जन्म का कारण. We wouldn't have been born unless if we were totally liberated last in our past birth. So we have mixed karmas, isn't it? Good karmas, bad karmas, and therefore sometimes the good ones fructify, sometimes the bad ones fructify, which we call pleasure and pain concept. But the causal body is the one where we are in the state of bliss. So by itself it doesn't do much other than gives us comfort. And therefore, but there's a layer of ignorance surrounding it, which keeps us in the cycles of birth and death. So I hope that makes sense to you, and I hope you understood that, because the causal body is the cause of your birth. That is the cause. Why? Because you were never, we, when I say you, all of us, we were not able to remove the layer of ignorance out of the cause. But bliss we do feel every night. So but you are not in that state all the time, isn't it? So you are alternating between waking, dream, and deep sleep. In your waking state, you are in your physical sheath. In your dream state, you are in your astral sheath. And in your deep sleep state, you are in your causal sheath. And when you wake up, you come back to your physical again. So we keep on alternating. So I hope that covered it to your question. So, with this, we will conclude our satsang. Let us do some arti together, and we will then meet you on Sunday for Bhagavad Gita in the morning. Hari Om Tat Sat. जय जय आरती विघ्न विनायक श्री गणेशा। जय जय आरती सुब्रह्मण्य सुब्रह्मण्य कार्तिकेया। जय जय आरती वेणुगोपाला वेणुगोपाला वेणुलोला पाप विदूरा नवनीत चोरा। जय जय आरती वेंकटरमणा वेंकटरमणा संकट हरणा सीतारामा राधे श्यामा। जय जय आरती गौरी मनोहर भवानी शंकर सांबा सदा शिव उमा महेश्वर। जय जय आरती राजराजेश्वरी त्रिपुर सुंदरी महाकाली महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाशक्ति। जय जय आरती सद्गुरुनाथा शिवानंदा सद्गुरुनाथा ज्योतिर्मयानंदा सद्गुरुनाथा साईं बाबा। जय जय आरती दत्तात्रेया त्रिमूर्ति अवतारा। जय जय आरती शैनेश्वराया। न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्र तारकं नेमा विद्युतो भाति कुतोऽयम् अग्निः तमेव भान्तम् अनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ॐ त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगंधिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मोक्षीयमामृतात्। ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्ति भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Hari Om Tat Sat to all the divine souls. May you all be blessed abundantly. And I will see you on Sunday morning for the Bhagavad Gita Satsang. Hari Om Tat Sat. May you all be blessed. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.